Hello everyone, today I'm gonna show you an article from bbc.com tackling the issue of how much gold is there left to mine in the world. So let's get right into it. Let's start. Last month the price of gold hit a record high, pushing above $2,000 an ounce. While the price rise was driven by gold traders, it begs the question about the supply of precious metal and when it will eventually run out. Gold is in hot demand as an investment, a status symbol, and a key component in many electronic products. But it's also a finite resource. Yep, that's right. You can print it, and there will eventually come a stage when there is none left to be mined. Peak gold. Experts talk about the concept of peak gold when we have mined the most we can in any one year. Some believe we may have already reached that point. Gold mine production totaled 3,531 tons in 2019, which is 1% lower than in 2018, according to the World Gold Council. This is the first annual decline in production since 2008. And you can see a chart here with the 2008 production steadily growing over 3,000 tons a year, and this is the first decline. While the growth in mine supply may slow or decline slightly in the coming years, as existing reserves are exhausted and new major discoveries become increasingly rare, suggesting that production has peaked may still be a little premature, says Hannah Brandstatter, a spokesman for the World Gold Council. Even when peak gold happens, experts say the years immediately after it are not likely to see a dramatic decrease in production. Instead, we could see a gradual depletion of output over a few decades. Mine production has flatlined and is likely on a downward trajectory, but not dramatically so, says Ross Norman of metalsdaily.com. So we mine a lot, but we don't know if we will mine more than we mine this year. Maybe not. It might go down. So how much is left? Because there are some guys that the core of the earth is full of gold. There's gold in the oceans. Yes, there is, but it's hard to mine. It's hard to extract gold from the core of the earth. The deepest hole we ever dug is 12 kilometers. That's the record, and we have like how much, 6,000 kilometers more to the core. Yeah, good luck with that. Okay. Mining companies estimate the volume of gold that remains underground in two ways: reserves, gold that is economic to mine at the current gold price, and resources, gold that will potentially become economic to mine after further investigation. The volume of gold reserves can be calculated more accurately than resources, although this is still not an easy task. The below ground stock of gold reserve is currently estimated to be around 50,000 tons, according to the US Geological Survey. To put that in perspective, around 190,000 tons of gold has been mined in total, although estimates do vary. So we mined this much and we have like a quarter of it. Alright, not that much left to mine at current prices, obviously. New technologies may take it possible to extract some known reserves that aren't currently economical to access. Sure, of course. The most recent innovations include big data, AI, and smart data mining, which can potentially optimize processes and bring down costs. Robotics are already being used at some sites and are expected to increasingly become standard technologies in mine exploration. Biggest resources. The largest single source of gold in history has been the Witwatersrand Basin in South Africa. Witwatersrand accounts for roughly 30% of all the gold ever mined. Wow. So about 65,000 tons just from South Africa. Interesting. Other major sources of gold include the extremely deep Mponeng mine in South Africa, the Super Pit and Newmont Boddington mines in Australia, Indonesia's Grasberg mine, and mines in Nevada, United States. China is currently the world's biggest miner of gold, while Canada, Russia, and Peru are also major producers. In terms of companies, Barrick Gold's majority-owned Nevada Gold Mines is the single largest gold mining complex in the world, producing about 3.5 million ounces per year. Though new gold mines are still being found, discoveries of large deposits are becoming increasingly rare, experts say. As a result, most gold production currently comes from older mines that have been in use for decades. And here we have a map with the top 10 gold mines in the world. In the US, the biggest gold mine, interesting, 115 tons, Uzbekistan. In Russia, Dominican Republic, Papua New Guinea, Australia, Indonesia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Mali, and Australia. So we have 2 mines from Australia, but total production is lower than Uzbekistan's. Okay. Harder to mine. Large scale mining is extremely capital intensive, employing lots of machinery and expertise to mine vast areas on and below the surface. Today, around 60% of the world's mining operations are surface mines, while the remainder are underground ones. Mining is getting harder in the sense that many of the large low-cost mines and older ones, such as in South Africa, are nearing exhaustion. Chinese gold mines, on the other hand, are much smaller and therefore have higher costs. There are relatively few unexplored regions left for gold mining, although possibly the most promising are in some of the more unstable parts of the world, such as West Africa. Record highs in price, probably. Although gold prices hit a record high in August, this doesn't automatically translate into a rise in gold mining activity. In fact, changes in gold mine production often lag changes in the gold price very significantly. Given the scale of operations involved, it takes time to alter mine plans in response to changes in external factors such as the price of gold. Also, the record prices have happened during COVID-19 restrictions, making it harder to mine, as sites were closed or partially shut down to curb the spread of the virus. Price rises have actually been driven by the pandemic, as investors view gold as a safer asset in times of economic uncertainty. There is gold on the moon, yes, but I double dare you to mine it and transport it back to the earth. I double dare you. Unlikely places. While gold in the ground may be hard to quantify, it's not the only source. There is also gold on the moon and on the asteroids. However, the costs associated with mining it and transporting it back to the earth are significantly higher than the value of gold. Whilst it exists, it would never be economically meaningful to mine it. Well, not right now. Maybe in the future. But it will be extremely expensive. If we run out of gold, the price would be really high for that to happen, says space expert Sinead O'Sullivan. You would lose an infinitely larger amount of money mining it than you would gain by selling it, obviously. except it's like $1 million per ounce. Similarly, there are some known gold deposits in Antarctica that may never be economical to mine due to the continent's extreme weather conditions. Gold is also scattered along the ocean floor, but it is also considered uneconomic to mine. Yeah, the ocean is deep and it's hard to drag it out. One factor gold has on its side, though, is that unlike other non-renewable resources like oil, it can be recycled. True. So we will never run out of gold even when we can no longer mine it, unless we hoard it, and you still need to go on to the moon. A large amount of gold is used in electronic products that are widely viewed as disposable, such as mobile phones and any other electronics that you use. The same way is the same goes for silver. If you have a tablet, a laptop, a computer, fridge, anything electronic, it must have gold or silver or both. The amount of gold in the average phone is worth a few pounds. Efforts to recycle gold extracted from electronic waste are already well underway. Yes, they are. We need to recycle gold and silver, or we either run out of gold or the price is gonna go higher. And that's just the finite, because of the finite amount of gold that we have. If you consider the Fed's money printing, the price will go higher. Alright, so that's it for this article. If you like this kind of content, leave a like and a comment, and I might do other ones in the future. Thanks for listening.